we've started a new segment here, Autism in the Classroom, because it is so important to me that we start giving resources to teachers to let them know about kids with autism. So today, I want to talk about using concrete language. And this part of it is just a level of awareness that we need to be aware that when we're talking to somebody who's on the autism spectrum, we always want to assume intelligence, right? But in assuming intelligence, we don't want to assume that they understand all the different idiomatic ways that we use language. One of my favorite things to compare this to is if you ever read the Amelia Bedelia books. Because there are tons of them. They're still popular. Kids love them. I want to recommend to anybody who's out there, whether you're a parent or a teacher, go online or go to your local library, get one Amelia Bedelia book, and then you will want to look at more of them, right? And I want to encourage teachers to read them in their classroom with their students and start to have a conversation and build awareness about concrete language. What we see so often with individuals who are on the autism spectrum is that they're a lot like Amelia Bedelia. And so it's kind of a fun thing in Amelia Bedelia that she'll be doing something. The one that I always remember is that she goes to be a maid at a house. And the woman at the house says, you know, here's the list of things that you want to do. And one of them is, she says, you know, draw the drapes in the living room. Now, you know, if you're my age, you might know what draw the drapes is, but it's not a term that's used all the time. It's certainly not something somebody's going to be exposed to on watching a typical television show or talking with their 4-year-old peers, right? So there's a likelihood that there are a lot of kids that are under the age of 12 that don't know what draw the drapes is. And neither does Amelia Bedelia, and she likes concrete language. So she says, I don't, you know, why she wants me to draw the drapes, but she gets out a piece of paper and she draws the drapes. And the woman comes home and says, you know, why are the drapes open? I thought you were going to draw the drapes. And I don't even remember whether actually drawing the drapes is opening them or closing them, because that's how ancient of a term it is, but that's the one that I remember. So it's important that we speak concretely to our children. And here's an example from my life, from a great teacher. You know, we will all make these mistakes, but if we build awareness, we will get further. My son had a great, wonderful, wonderful teacher, and they were switching classes. This is when he was in 5th grade. Went to the next classroom, came back and had the pen from the teacher at the next classroom. And his teacher said, you know, what are you doing with that pen? And he said, oh, I was drawing with it. And she said, but it's not your pen. You need to take it back right now to that teacher because it belongs to her. And he said, oh, okay, because he didn't know, right? And so he left the classroom, and 5-10 minutes later, they couldn't find him. They didn't know where he was. And it became this urgent situation about where has this young boy on the spectrum disappeared to? Because the classroom, the teacher in the next classroom had taken her kids and taken them to work, you know, play on the field. And in his head, he heard, you need to take this back to the teacher right now. And so he was going to go find her wherever she was. If she had gone home, he would have gone looking for her. And the teacher said, ugh, you know, this is horrifying, but it's that thing of concrete language. So we build awareness, we use concrete language, and then we teach idiomatic language as we go to the students, and we'll have good success.